Jesus taught this in Matthew 25 with the parable of the talents. I'm not going to unpack that for you. But you can look that up where he talks about a master who went away, and as he did, he gave his talents in varying measures to different servants. And at the end of his travels, he came back to ask for an accounting of how those were kept and used for his purpose. Some were used, others were squandered, right? So one day, we will have to give an account for how we use the gifts that we have been given. God has given those, intentioned those, designed those, placed those, brought those in grace into this church community to fulfill a purpose. And part of our growth in Christ involves maturing in our stewardship of those gifts. So the first thing we have to acknowledge is that each of us has a significant gift to contribute. Number two, we need to build the kind of body where all gifts are recognized, used, and celebrated. Let me say that again. We need to build a kind of body where all gifts, great, small, in between, all gifts are recognized, used, and celebrated. Building on those foundational truths that all of us have a gift to contribute, that the Spirit has arranged all those, then we need to create and uphold the kind of environment where every gift is used and celebrated. All the gifts that we need to fulfill God's purpose are in this room. But in order to fulfill our purpose, in order to reach our potential, we all have to be exercising our gifts. If all of us aren't using our gifts, then at least two things will happen. Number one, we're not going to be able to fulfill all the functions that God has intended for this body. That will happen. Number two, we will risk straining or injuring parts of the body that might be overworked. We know this from our physical bodies, right? If you injure part of your body or part of your body is dormant, for a while the other muscles around it might overcompensate. And for a short term that may work, right? But over a long duration, if not all of those groups of cells and muscles work together, then you risk becoming hamstrung, injured, or ill, right? You don't have that capacity indefinitely. And so all of us need to use our gifts to learn what those are. As we're building these new ministries that you hear about in our ministry moments of evangelism, of outreach, of missions, of our care teams, or Stephen ministry, of our new kids and youth classes, in worship in this hour, we need more folks in our AV teams. We need more greeters, ushers, setup crew. All of those are needed. Choir, thank you. I love seeing a full choir. We need to use our gifts. As we grow as a church, the only way we will support and sustain that growth is if we are all sharing our gifts for the common purpose. Number three, and finally, our aim should be to build a body that shares equal concern and rejoicing for each other. The ultimate why behind our spiritual gifts is to build up the body and to model that kind of extravagant care for one another that we read about in Acts 2. It's so contagious that the world cannot ignore it. That's what Paul meant when he said in verse 26, if one part suffers, then every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, then every part rejoices with it. If we see a member who's discouraged or in need, we offer to help. If we see a member rejoicing some victory in their life, guess what? We celebrate that as a whole Christian family. Why? Because that honors God's design for his body, the church. When we understand how to truly become the body made of many members for one purpose, we honor God's design.